Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. In today's video we'll be covering my new draft for game week 1. This draft is something that I've been tinkering with over the past few days and I'm super excited to show it to you today. This draft contains some regular template players as well as some differentials which could help you boost your rank massively at the start of the game if they do pop off. If you do enjoy today's video, then please like, comment and subscribe as we're trying to reach 400 subs before the start of the season. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into this game week 1 draft. And to start off our draft, we go with David Raya. Last season, played 24 games for Brentford and collected 95 points. He was the 6th highest goalkeeper despite only playing 24 games. I really like David Raya. Brentford have amazing long-term fixtures. Even if you aren't looking for, like, say, a game week 8, game week 9 wildcard, he just has really amazing fixtures that just keep going and going and going. Obviously, in game week 2, they do take on Manchester United, which is a little bit of a blip. But other than that, Brentford are absolutely fantastic at the back as well. Last season, they were 8th in the league for expected goals conceded. For a newly promoted side to be 8th, that is absolutely amazing. There is a little bit of a concern at the back with Pinnock being injured, but Ben Mee has come in, and I do believe he is suitable cover for that role. My only concern with David Raya is the question mark around potentially rotation and whether or not he is nailed within this side at the moment. Obviously, Brentford did sign a new goalkeeper who has had plenty of experience within the Italian top division. So there is question marks around, will David Raya keep his place? Will there be a bit of rotation at the start of the season to kind of figure out who is the #1 goalkeeper? If you are looking for another 4.5 million goalkeeper, I believe the second best or kind of joint first is Sanchez from Brighton. Obviously, they do take on Manchester United in game week 1, but again, very similar to Brentford. The team have really good expected goals, and Graham Potter's an absolute magician of a manager. So yeah, it's David Raya to start off our team. But moving into the back line, we have Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's just going to be in absolutely everyone's drafts, isn't he, to be honest? Trent last season was the highest scoring defender, 12 assists, 2 goals. Absolutely fantastic player for Liverpool. And with their really strong fixtures to start the season, Fulham, Crystal Palace, Man United, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Everton, Wolves and Chelsea, like, you could easily see him getting 5 clean sheets in there. If he had some attacking returns on top of that as well, we're talking like 2 potentially 12 pointers, maybe even 15 pointers if he picks up bonus points. He's absolutely amazing. His EO is going to be plus 100% nearly every week. I think he's just a real no-brainer, especially at 7.5 million. Amazing value for money. So let's move on to his defensive kind of alternate, his other wing back within the Liverpool side, and it is Andy Robertson. Now, Andy Robertson was the 3rd highest scoring defender last season, played 29 games, getting 3 goals and 11 assists, and collated 186 points over the season. Obviously, to be 3rd best is a massive achievement for Andy Robertson and really shows the strength of that Liverpool defence. Obviously, they were the best defence in the league last year, keeping 21 clean sheets. Absolutely amazing. And the attacking potential that both Liverpool fullbacks have is just astronomical. Also, something that did catch my eye was that Andy Robertson, since game week 10, has outscored Trent on points. I think it's only by a couple, but even still, like 500,000 less is absolutely fantastic to see. One of the concerns I do have with Andy Robertson is the fact that he massively overperformed on his expected goals and expected assists. Last season, 1.95 expected goals and got 3 goals. And his expected assists, this is a big one, 11 assists, but his expected assists were 5.29. If he continues them numbers, like, either he's absolutely amazing or there is going to be a return to the regressional mean, which I do believe will probably happen this season unless he can take his game to that next level, which he easily could, especially in this amazing Liverpool side. So it will be interesting to see. But with Liverpool's strong fixtures, I really like the Liverpool double up at the back. I think you could either go for Trent, Salah and Diaz, or Trent, Robertson and Salah. Either way, I think you're winning, you're laughing. Liverpool are going to keep clean sheets. They're going to score plenty of goals. So either option is a really fantastic one for your team. Next defender within our team is Reece James, a player who I really, really like and believe he will have a fantastic season this year in FPL if he is playing in the right position. Last season, played 26 games, getting 5 goals and 9 assists. Was the 10th highest scoring defender last season, despite only playing 26 games. I think that shows the ability and kind of the explosivity within these fullbacks that kind of, when they do kick on and get points and get goals and get bonus points, they absolutely decimate other regular defenders. My only concern with Reece James at the moment is how are the Chelsea new defensive additions? Obviously Koulibaly, there's talks of Kimpembe, maybe, I can't remember the other one off the top of my head, but how are they going to fit in? Obviously, they're going to be a new back line. They haven't played together much in pre-season or barely at all. So, like, they're going to have to get used to each other and each other's strengths and weaknesses. There's also question marks about Reece James's positioning. Will he be playing in a back 5 or will he be playing in a back 4? In the back 5 against Charlatan, he did play at right centre-back, which is a big concern because that massively limits his potential. And against Arsenal, they also played a back 4, again, massively limiting Reece James's potential. So if they do go into game week 1 playing a back 4 or Reece James is within the back 3 of the 5, then that massively hinders his ability, and I probably would be looking to switch him for Chilwell or another attacking fullback option. And the final defender within our side is someone new to the team. Previously, I had João Cancelo in my last draft, but we've gone for Kyle Walker, who has emerged as a potential easy cheap route, should I say, into the Manchester City back line. If Manchester City don't sign Cucurella or another left back, he becomes a massive asset for me. He's the cheapest City defender that you can get, and he's playing at right back with one of the best defences in the league. Last year, City kept 21 clean sheets and conceded the least goals in the league. Obviously, last season, Kyle Walker played 20 games, getting 0 goals and 2 assists. But with Zinchenko, Cancelo playing so well, and injuries kind of hindering that is something that, you know, we shouldn't be kind of overly concerned about. He's not as attacking as the other fullbacks within our team or the other Manchester City fullbacks, but if City don't sign Cucurella at 5 million, we're getting easy access into one of the best defences within the league. And Kyle Walker as well does have that potential to obviously get forward. He's got really explosive pace, so it will be interesting to see what kind of happens with Manchester City's transfer policies. If they don't bring in a left back, I think Kyle Walker is going to be in a lot of people's team and his ownership will shoot through the roof. But with that in mind, let's move on to the midfield. And to start off our midfield, we start with Leon Bailey, who had an absolutely injury-riddled season last year. 18 games, 1 goal and 3 assists, and only managed to play 755 minutes. Obviously, we've got Leon Bailey in here, as I do prefer him over, like, a 4.5 million midfielder. I do believe he has that explosive potential, as we've seen so far in pre-season, getting himself 2 goals and a wonderful solo goal against Manchester United. I believe for that extra 0.5 million, he's worth just taking a risk on. And we can drop down to Andreas Pereira when we need to, or another 4.5 million, say De Silva, for example. Bailey, for that extra 0.5 million for me, just has that little bit of explosivity that we could massively take advantage of. Obviously, the numbers weren't there last year, but prior to joining Aston Villa, he played 30 games for Bayern Leverkusen, got 9 goals and 8 assists. At 5 million, if he can put up similar numbers to that, absolutely wonderful stuff. That will make my day. Aston Villa have a really good opening 3 to 4 fixtures, but after that they do kind of tumble away, starting with Bournemouth away, Everton at home, Crystal Palace away, West Ham, Arsenal, Manchester City, Leicester and Southampton. But for those big games, you could easily just drop him onto the bench. Moving on, the next midfielder we have within our side is Mohamed Salah. Similar to Trent, there's not really too much to say on this one, and I'm not going to waste your time. Easy captaincy pick for game week 1. Fulham haven't looked very good at the back in pre-season, haven't signed a centre-back either or any defensive cover. A lot of their fans are concerned about this Premier League season. We all know what Mo Salah is capable of. Absolutely fantastic player, and I believe he's an easy just captaincy pick for game week 1. So let's move on to a man who I'm kind of falling in love with at the moment. It is Marcus Rashford. Obviously last year, very similar to Leon Bailey, really disappointing year. 25 games, 4 goals and 2 assists. That was the least goals he scored within his professional career, but it seems like Erik ten Hag has kind of developed this front 3, front 4 system at the moment with Martial, Sancho and Fernandes, and it's just working wonders in pre-season so far. How that will translate into the actual season, I don't know, but for 6.5 million, I do believe that Rashford is potentially worth a little bit of a cheeky gamble. United have really good fixtures as well: Brighton, Brentford, Liverpool, Southampton, Leicester, Arsenal, Crystal Palace and Leeds. If that front 3/front 4 get kicking, get absolutely like firing away, and we can get on Marcus Rashford early at 6.5 million, absolute wonderful stuff. To get like a player who could potentially play in up front for 6.5 million for one of the top 6 teams in the game, like it's just cheat code stuff, absolutely cheat code stuff. Obviously, there are question marks about whether or not Marcus Rashford can return to the levels that we've previously seen from him, so that is the big debate, but I do believe he is worth a gamble at the start of the season. Moving on to the next midfielder, it is one of my favourite players of all time. It is Saka from Arsenal. Last season, I think he was pretty much a set and forget within my team. Played 38 games, played all the games, only started 36 though, and scored 11 goals, getting 9 assists and collated 179 points. Wonderful player, Arsenal's best player by an absolute country mile. He is going to join Manchester City at some point. You heard it here first. One of the big stats that I absolutely loved from Saka last year was he had the 3rd most shots among midfielders last year, only behind Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane. If he continues to kind of get his shots up and having plenty of shots within a game, that is going to do us good for bonus point system. It's going to do us good for the goals. It's going to do us all matter of things good. Obviously, with Gabriel Jesus coming into the side as well, they've got a recognised forward who actually can finish his dinner. Sorry, Lacazette, but yeah, I think that's going to massively increase his assist potential. There's question marks about whether or not he's still on penalties. Obviously, on the last day of the season, Martinelli took the penalty, not Saka. So there are question marks about who's on penalties, who's not. But I would like to see Saka continue on penalties. Moving on to our final midfielder, and it is James Maddison. I've seen a lot of FPL kind of Twitter managers who have really good followings, really good seasons previously, talking about James Maddison and putting him in their game week 1 drafts. Now, last season was an absolutely amazing season for him, and he was Leicester's standout performer. Played 35 games, getting 12 goals and 11 assists. His best ever season in terms of goals and assists in the Premier League. Got the most points among £8 million midfielders this year with 181. But why is he in everyone's team? I'm not sure, to be honest. Personally, I don't see it. Like, I think there are better options. I prefer Mason Mount over Maddison, just down to the fact that he's playing for a better quality side. So he's going to get like better opportunities. Obviously, he's playing around better players, and they can obviously finish the dinner better than Leicester players. As well as that, there was a huge overperformance on his XG and expected assist last season. So very similar to Robertson, there should be a regression back to the mean this year, unless he's like amazing world-class footballer. But there are obviously plenty of goods with James Maddison. Wonderful, wonderful set-piece taker. We saw some of his free kicks last year. Wonderful player. Jamie Vardy's back and fit as well, and they don't have any European football, so there's not the kind of chop and change like constantly happening within their team. So I do think Leicester will do a lot better this year. We will get like on their assets at some point, but I'm not seeing the hype behind James Maddison. I just wanted to include him just to kind of highlight that I'm not on board with it, but I'm looking at him because, you know, he is a fantastic asset. And when top managers do look at him, it does make you wonder, what are they seeing? Where are they kind of getting their data from to suggest he is a good player? That's all. I just wanted to take a look. But personally, I do believe that I'd prefer Mount or Diaz over Maddison. But let me know, are you taking a risk on James Maddison or are you not? Let me know down in the comments below. But with that in mind, let's move on to the final player, as I absolutely just decimate my mic in this team. It is a forward position. And of course, it was going to be this man, wasn't it? He's one of my favourite players, as I've pretty much said with the past few players. Scored on his debut for Manchester City within 12 minutes within a friendly against Bayern Munich, but has been struggling overall for minutes and injuries within pre-season. The big one for me is if he plays and starts the Community Shield game, he's going in the team for game week 1. If he doesn't, then I'm going Harry Kane and will potentially look to switch in game week 2 when he takes on Bournemouth. Obviously, everyone knows what Haaland's capable of. We've all seen the amazing records that he's been putting up. Last season, 24 games, 22 goals, 8 assists in the Bundesliga. Had a goal plus assist per 90 of 1.41. Honestly, just absolutely mesmerising stuff from him. But yeah, there's Haaland. Like I said, we've just got to wait till the Community Shield, really, for me, to kind of make my mind up of whether or not he stays in the team or goes out of the team. If he doesn't feature within the Community Shield, then that's a massive red flag and we'll be going Harry Kane. But if he starts or comes off the bench and plays really well, then that obviously gives me a lot more food for thought. But let's move on to our bench. Our bench goalkeeper, we have gone for Olsen. Obviously played quite a few minutes in pre-season for Aston Villa. I've seen people on Twitter talk about Danny Ward potentially being an option, with Kasper Schmeichel set to leave Leicester. It looks like they will just sign a replacement, but for potentially game week 1 to have a playing goalkeeper, Danny Ward could be that man. For our centre-back, we have gone for Nico Williams at 4 million. He's an absolute gift. He should be in everyone's teams. There's no reason you shouldn't be having him. Forward, we've gone for Undav. Now, I covered Undav in my cheap forwards kind of video, and I was absolutely amazed with some of the numbers that Undav was able to put up. I think it was something like 1.1 goals plus assists per 90. He's honestly putting up very similar to Haaland, and at 5.5 million in a very kind of attack-minded Graham Potter side, I really do like it, especially at 5.5 million. He could have an explosive season. They've missed attackers over the past few years, have Brighton, and I think it has hindered their kind of performances on pitch. Obviously, Maupai's just not been the man, as someone continues to just batter a door outside my house, so sorry for that one. But yeah, Undav, really like him at 5.5. Brighton have really good fixtures, but he is on the bench for the first game week as they take on Manchester United. And to finish the squad, any £4.5 million forward. There's plenty to go for. Obviously, Archer, Plange, there's just so many to go for. Lyle Taylor, I'm just leaving that one up to you because they're all kind of about the same. They're probably not going to get much minutes. They're just going to sit third sub all season. But if you did enjoy today's video and would like to see more content from me, then please like, comment and subscribe. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and I hope you enjoyed this team.